Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q3 FY23 earnings conference call of Olectra Greentech Limited, hosted by Axis Capital Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Nishit Jalan from Axis Capital. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Q3 FY23 results conference call of Olectra Greentech. From the management team, we have with us Mr. K.V. Pradeep, Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Sharat Chandra, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Hanuman Prasad, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer. I'll now hand over the call to Mr. Pradeep for his opening remarks. I think post which we can move to Q&A. Over to you, Mr. Pradeep.
Good evening, everyone. I am Pradeep, Chairman and Managing Director, Olectra Greentech. Thanks to all the participants. Thanks for joining. Now we are presenting the Q3 9-month performance of Olectra Greentech. We are very pleased to announce the results, which are the ever best in the history of Olectra Greentech, and also the future of the company and the business is very, very promising, and we hope that the coming days there will be much better results than the results whatever we are presenting now. Also, I would like to bring to your kind knowledge that as of today we have about 3,200 plus order book, and consistently the order book is increasing, and I shall promise on behalf of the Olectra Greentech that futures there will be tremendous amount of growth in the business. Equally, we will be taking care of our investors' interest. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Sharat Chandra, our CFO, will take over.
Good evening, everyone. We are taking as read the presentation which is put on our website along with the safe harbor statement thereon. I will begin with providing the key highlights for Q3 and 9 months financials. To start with, the standalone revenue from operations for Q3 went up by about 20% and stood at 248.6 crores as compared to 207.1 crores last year for the corresponding quarter. The standalone PAT is also up by 4% at 13 crores versus 12.5 crores for the corresponding quarter of last year. These numbers are primarily driven by the performance of electric bus segment, where the volumes have shown positive impact, growing by 38% from 103 electric buses delivered in last year to 142 buses delivered in the current year. We also had a very decent performance from insulator segment due to healthy operating margins, primarily from the export business. Coming to the performance for the 9 months period ended December 22, it is quite significant in terms of both top line and bottom line, and achieved highest ever 9 months top line and operating margins in absolute terms. For the 9 months period ended December 22, on a standalone basis, the company has delivered 141% growth in revenue, 92% growth in EBITDA, and 135% growth in PAT versus corresponding 9 months of last year. The 9 months P&L highlights are as follows. Our standalone revenues from operations ended at INR 766 crores versus 317.3 crores, an increase of 141% over last year, primarily driven by the electric bus segment, which has grown by 174%, and followed by insulator segment, which also contributed to the growth by 16%. Talking about the operating margins for 9 months, the margins in insulator segment has shown significant improvement due to design optimization and higher export sales, which contributes higher margins. However, overall, in value terms, increase in electric bus segment due to higher volumes, 422 buses versus 132 last year, and higher operating income from bus operations. As far as EBITDA is concerned, we have achieved significant growth over last 9 months, and it's in absolute terms delivered EBITDA of almost 100 crores versus 52 crores last year, a growth of 92%. And the margin stood at a healthy 13%. The finance costs for the 9 months have increased in line with the higher production volumes and sanction of new limits which we have utilized. The net profit for the period stood at 42.9 crores versus 18.2 crores, showing a significant growth of 28.1 crores in terms of percentage, 135%, mainly driven by electric bus segment. On the tax line, the tax rate at 24% for the 9 months versus 96% in the last year. A word on the consolidated results. The revenue from operations have gone up by about 23% at 256.4 crores, 4 crores as compared to 208.2 crores last year for the corresponding quarter. The consolidated PAT for the quarter also is up by 21% at 15.3 crores versus 12.6 crores for the corresponding quarter of last year. For the 9 months period ended December 22, on a consolidated basis, delivered 122% growth in revenue and 124% growth in PAT versus corresponding 9 months of last year. Overall, the quarter 3 and 9 months have been very good for Olectra, with continued growth of revenue from operations and profitability. And we believe that we are well placed and poised to deliver strong results for financial year 22-23. Thank you, and over to Access team for Q&A.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Rakesh from Axis Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Congrats on good set of numbers. My first question is that you last quarter said that there were some supply constraints which limited your production. So I mean this quarter has been better. So can you just elaborate how the supply side is looking now and what is the sort of visibility you have over the next few quarters?
Yeah. As last call we discussed that due to the issues that are cropped up in China, we could not import the cells which are required to make the batteries. And there was some supply chain disruptions in regard to that, with which we were not able to supply the required number of buses as per the plan. Subsequent to that, as we discussed in the earlier call, we have taken several actions to rectify this situation, and also keeping the futures in view, we have kept and maintained some stocks so as to cope up with the manufacturing plan. And accordingly, now, having done that, we could able to sustain the plan what has been made earlier, and we have delivered almost the planned numbers. The planned numbers in accordance to the schedule what has been given to the clients. So that's the improvement what has been made when compared to the earlier quarter. This quarter, the production is consistent and also the planning is improvised, keeping the earlier experiences in view. And also the same kind of numbers will definitely be continued, and also we are striving to improve the numbers further. Thank you.
Sure. My second question is, when you say that you have been delivering as per the schedule, is this the run rate you should be expecting over the next quarters in medium to short term, or how much higher are you targeting? What sort of targets are you building based on your supply ramp up?
See, as you all know that we have planned to deliver around 650 to 700 buses during this particular year. In accordance to that, we are planning to complete the supplies, balance supplies in the Q4.
Okay. Okay. So my second question is on your order book. You mentioned that it is around 3,200 plus now, right? If I look at around last quarter also to that similar number, so the order activity, how is it panned out in last 3 months? How is the pricing right now, and what sort of competition are you seeing in the tendering which is going on?
See, very good question, and I require to explain about the industry scenario. So as far as the order book is concerned, consistently we are getting good number of orders, number one. Number two, last 3 months, we have, wherever we have submitted our bids, almost 60% of it we are able to win. Number three, unless otherwise there are established bottom lines in accordance to our internal assessments, we will not be going for those orders at all. Some of the tenders, in some of the competitors who have, few of our competitors have taken up certain orders with high amount of aggression. Subsequent to that, they are neither able to supply nor offering the same price for the coming tender. So, if you just examine, Olectra is consistent in its way of working. From the beginning, we are very consistent in our approach. Without proper bottom lines, we will not be going for any of the tenders. So, that's the strategy of Olectra, number one. You know very well that we are supplying the buses to EY Trans, which is an operational arm of MEIL. So we are supplying the buses to them, and in accordance to the cost, bus cost, whatever we are providing, they will be bidding for the project. So we keep prescribed bottom lines in mind, and accordingly we submit our offer to EY Trans. Hope I am clear over the question.
Yeah, but you could just talk more about, a little how is the pricing environment right now for the bidding. Last we remember that, there's very aggressive pricing by your peers, and that was leading to, the winning more orders. So has it normalized, or, you are seeing, how is it shaping up now for the incremental orders which are coming?
Second, kilometer rate? Are you?
Yes, sir. The per kilometer rate for the bidding.
Yeah. It is like a year back, one of our competitors have offered very aggressive price. Subsequent to that, the other next tenders, the other competitors and Olectra, other competitors started offering better prices. So the industry now it is getting consolidated, and everyone get to know that what the price needs to be offered, what are the operational difficulties, and what exactly the business is. People could be able to understand the business model with which they are offering better prices than the earlier prices what have been offered. Now, none of the OEMs are aggressive the prices that are being offered. Point number one. Point number two, as you know very well, that Olectra is in this business for the past 7 years, with which we are way ahead when compared to any other OEM in this particular business, like manufacturing. Also, since we have 150 buses in our books, even operationally, we know what the concerns and how the business goes. That way, we have very large experience when compared to any of our competitors. So, you may be knowing that today, 1,000+ buses what have been supplied by Olectra are on roads, and our operations are very successful, very comfortable to the customers, and also the uptime of the buses that have been supplied by Olectra are intact in accordance to the agreement conditions. So what I am trying to bring to your kind knowledge is, it is a good sign that all the competitors have rather increased their price, what is being offered, and as a whole, the industry is going in a very right way. Hope I am clear over the query what has been raised.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. That was helpful. Although, if you can, just give a little bit quantification on how much that bidding price increase is happening as per your latest know-how. And but my second question to this is, sir, what is your subsidies right now? How are the subsidies seen right now? The essential aim subsidy, is it happening? And by when do you expect this decision that will be taken by the government?
See, as far as subsidies are concerned, till now Government of India, the FAME subsidy what has been given for various projects, it is on. But for the future projects, the Government of India is encouraging to participate in the tenders without subsidy. So, the subsidy element is no more involved in the business, and future would be the same. There may not be any subsidy part, and the Government of India would act like a nodal agency to aggregate the requirements from various STUs across the country, and they shall float the tender, and we shall have to participate, and we shall have to offer the price without subsidy. And based upon the price part, whoever becomes lowest, they shall place the order, and accordingly we shall have to conclude the agreement with that particular STU, and we shall have to supply the buses and operate. That's the model what is going to come up.
Sure. Thank you so much. That's it from my.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of K. Sudhakar Rao from Transparent Securities Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You are very much audible. Please go on.
Yeah. My concern is again regarding the deliveries. We have capacity of making 150 buses per month, and we started the year with a target of 1200 plus, and it appears that we'll make less than 50% of that. Despite last Concall, you had clarified that the supply chain issues are out of the way, but the deliveries have not been so encouraging this quarter also. What could be the reason? That's number one regarding deliveries. Number two, the recent CSA tenders, including Telangana, you have not participated in the tenders. Is it due to the same continuing supply chain issues, or due to aggressive competition, or financing issues of EVs? That is the second point. Third is this Puri bus, Mumbai-Pune, that you were running, has it been discontinued? These 3 points regarding deliveries. Later on, I'll come to the other.
And the first question regarding delivery. We have already mentioned last time in the last call that there has been a disruption in the supply chain, so that has caused the delay. So obviously that impact is carried over. We lost about 2 months. So that impact was there into earlier part, not only Q2 and earlier part of Q3. So that is the reason we have lost almost 2 months of deliveries. That's the reason you are seeing 142 buses against 111 buses which we delivered in Q2. So hope you are clear on the points.
Yeah, as far as the tender of this CESL without subsidy, the very purpose of the very serious reason what has been made us not to participate in the tender is there was a technical glitch in the tender in the fag end, and for which we could not upload the bid, number one. Number two, also you may be knowing that another 50,000 buses tenders are being floated by the nodal agency, CESL, and since there are multiple tenders, for those future tenders, we are getting prepared, and we are working on the other tenders, number one. Number two, as such, FY23 do not have any financial problem, but since there was a technical glitch in the system, the tender could not get uploaded. FY23 has submitted the bank guarantee of about 8.5 crores, and but they could not upload the tender as mentioned earlier. So, what is the third part of your question? Puri bus. Puri bus. We are not operating the Puri bus. It is being operated by FY23. So, FY23 is not operating the Puri bus, and they have shifted those buses to some other route which they are working on. If they found some other route viable, they are shifting those buses to other route.
And these orders from Nashik and Madhya Pradesh that were figuring in your earlier PPT, they are not figuring now. Are they cancelled or on hold?
No, they are on hold. They are on hold. Since they are on hold, see, they have issued the LOA, but the agreement process has not yet been completed. Since the agreement has not been signed yet, we are not showing them as our order book as of today. Reason being, the other reason is almost 2.5 years back, we have submitted the rates, and we have taken the LOA. Today, the prices what have been agreed on that day, and today's rates are, the bus prices are much higher. So we do not wish to go at that rate. For that reason, we are not showing those orders as on-hand orders.
Okay. My next question is regarding the e-tipper. We were expecting the homologation certification long back. In fact, in the last Concall, you had said that it will take about 10-15 days. Has it not come yet? And what could the reason? Are they suggesting any design changes or anything? Because you must be aware that BYD has already started marketing and delivering of e-trucks in India. With any further delay, we could be losing on the market share also, maybe. That's what my concern.
Excellent question. Very good question, very apt question. Point number one, your first part of your question is about the homologation. See, as far as the e-tipper is concerned, the homologation is completed in all respects. But unfortunately, 2 months back, Government of India has revised a regulation for the battery manufacturer. A new regulation with a serial number of 0308 has been introduced by Government of India, which is a revision to the existing regulation. So with that, all the manufacturers require to revise their battery to the new regulation. Being we are operating with CATL battery, which is the world's largest battery, since they do not have any approvals earlier, it has taken little more time, and rather it is taking little more time, and what the revised schedule is, Feb 15th we are programming to complete the 0308 battery homologation, with which the entire homologation will be completed, and we once this 0308 certificate is issued, we shall be launching the vehicle for we will be going for the commercial launch. So that's the delay what has made us to hold the launch. Part 2 of your question is BYD truck. It is not BYD truck. BYD do not have any truck. It is a trailer. It is a trailer which is used for specific purposes, and what we have developed is a tipper. The tipper is being the very purpose of the tipper is that gets used in the construction projects and mines. That is the very purpose of the tipper what has been developed by Olectra, and we are aiming to complete the whole process within this month of Feb. So that's the revised target. Hope I have answered both your calls. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello.
Please.
Yeah. So one more final question, sir. Regarding the funding for the new unit, in the last Concall you have said that we will take about 1 year from the date of finalizing the funds for starting the new unit. It appears you have not yet done. Actually, we are expecting in the month of November itself. The professional issue is still not done. Is it? I don't know the reason, but we may be missing the market opportunity again here also. Are you having any plan B, alternate plans? The funding is not taking place at a proper rate, like the promoter increasing the stake and the balance by way of term loans or anything like that. This will also ensure that there is no equity dilution.
Yeah. To answer your question, yes, you're right. We were planning to launch in end November, early December. So we are ready with the document. We are actually approved by our board. We are proposing to raise funds by way of QIP, private placement, and followed by that, we will go to the promoters. So as far as the process is concerned, we are just in the launch mode. Because of the market condition, it got deferred. Now we are ready now, and we will at appropriate time, very shortly, we are going to come up with launch.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rohit Bharwani from Vijit Global Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I have 2-3 questions. My first question is, the target of company for this financial year was 1,000 buses. And earlier, answering to a question, you said that you are planning to sell 700 buses. So have you revised your target? And what are the reasons for that?
Okay. Yes, you are right. We have initially targeted for 1,000 buses. as we explained to the earlier question, so the second quarter and early third quarter got seriously impacted with the supply chain management, with which we have revised the target to 700, and accordingly we are working on it.
So that means you have to sell around 250 to 300 buses in this quarter. Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So my next question is with respect to CESL orders, the government tenders. So are they based on fixed quoted price, or is there any pass-on clause? Like for example, if the input price of buses goes up, what are the pass-on clause? Like if the prices are fixed, or we can change on a variable basis?
It is purely fixed cost. You will not have any flexibility, but only a price variation clause for the price variation clause of 1% from year 3 would be there. But as far as bus cost, capital cost is concerned, there will not be any variation in the price what's being offered.
So the prices are fixed at the time of giving tenders, giving the bids, and no further changes are made further?
No.
Okay, got it. My next question is with respect to realization per e-bus. If we see the realization, it was around 1.8 CR in quarter 4 of financial year 22, which declined to 1.5 CR in first quarter of this financial year, and now looking at this quarter, it is somewhere around 1.6 CR. So why is realization so fluctuating in nature? Can we expect a band around 1.5 CR to 1.8 CR in future?
Please. To answer your question, basically it is not apple-to-apple comparison because of the sales mix, the average realization is different. So if you sell more of 12 meters and less of 9 meters, the average realization will be more. So as per the order execution, the deliveries are different for all these 3 quarters what you have mentioned. And going forward, again, it's based on the sales mix. The average realization is going to be in the band of 1.3 to 1.8.
Okay. And out of these 142 buses, can you just bifurcate what percentage are 9 meters and what percentage are 12 meter buses?
It is 9 meters.
Any quantitative numbers on that? Like more than 50% are 9 meters or?
More than 90.
About 90% is about 9 meters.
Okay. Thank you for answering my question, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Anil, an individual investor. Please go ahead. Anil, please go ahead with your question. Your line is unmuted.
Hello.
Please go ahead with your question, sir.
Yeah, good evening to Mr. Pradeep.
Very good evening.
Sir, I'm listening to this call very deeply, and I'm seeing that we could find so many reasons for not bidding the new tenders, like aggressive bidding, or sometimes we have not even participated. And unless we are participating, how we will know whether they are aggressive in terms of volume or price margin? And wherever we have got the tenders, we are not able to sign the agreements. I'm seeing that there is knowingly there is an effort to delay the delivery of the buses, and there is a delay also in building up the capacity. You know very well that electric vehicle industry is moving very fast, and we have to expand the capacity at least by 5 times from what we have today. We can today supply only 1,200 buses a year, whereas we should be ready by just 5,000 buses a year. And all these questions what we are raising and we are asking all these other shareholders and stakeholders, if you can give us a clear-cut answer, when you are going to complete the capacity expansion, within what time you look forward to complete this expansion of 5,000 buses per year capacity, I think that will help us in understanding that yes, you are strong enough, you can visualize the industry going ahead, you are strong about your own plans of delivering the buses here and there, but you are there on track. Can you please confirm when you are going to make sure that the factory is in place and we are having a capacity of 5,000 buses per year at the earliest? Hello? Hello?
I request management to please answer the question.
Hello?
Please stay connected, sir, while we check the connection for the management. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for patiently holding the line. The management line is reconnected. Thank you, and over to you, sir. Mr.
Hello?
Anshul, you may please proceed ahead with
Yes,
the question.
Yeah, please go on, please go on.
Sir, I will repeat my question. What I was asking is that we have some issues where we are not able to supply the buses on time sometimes, and then we have reasons for where we are not bidding the tenders. We are not at all participating itself. Sometimes we are bidding, but we are not aggressive enough. But having said all these things, I think these are part and parcel of our business. But we would like to know that what is your final plan of expanding the capacity from 1,200 buses a year to 5,000 buses a year? Because the industry is growing very fast. It's growing 10 times every year. And if we don't have this capacity in place, we will be losing a significant amount of market share. And all these questions can be answered if you can confirm all of us by when you are going to have the factory in place with a capacity of 5,000 buses a year.
Yeah, let me reply to your question. Your question number one is, we are not able to bid for the projects which are not viable. Yes, by all means. Probably you
No, I'm saying that's a part and parcel of business. You can say it is not viable, sometimes supply chain issue. But what I'm saying is that if you can reply to us in a very firm manner, when you are going to have a capacity of 5,000 bus per year in place of 1,200 bus per year, that suggests that how confident you are about the going forward view of the company roadmap.
I got your questions. If you allow me, I can speak.
Yeah, please.
Point number one, yes, we are very much cautious about the price part. The rates which were offered by one of the very leading OEM who has offered almost a year back. Probably you must have noticed that they have not supplied even a single bus in the past 1 year's time. So, if you see, Olectra is the company which is delivering the buses on regular basis. No other OEM in the country is delivering the buses on par with Olectra. Probably some of the small OEMs in particular month or quarter, they must have supplied. But consistently, Olectra is the only company which is supplying the buses in a big number. It is the proof of our commitment and the economic viability. What I was explaining in the initial call, Olectra has noticed this very early, and in accordance to that, we are proposing the cost matrix. Unless the price is workable, we will not be participating in that particular tender, nor we will be accepting for the reduced prices. So as far as Olectra is concerned, we are very, very cautious about the interest of the investors. We cannot interest of the investors, and we cannot, for the sake of business, we do not wish to negotiate on the bottom line. Part one. Part two, you are right that when we are doing 700 buses, why do we require to have 5,000 capacity? Your question is very apt, but the answer to that is, you know very well that we have 3,200 plus numbers orders, and since we need to ramp up, and also there are another 50,000 numbers orders, future tenders that are going to get floated. So we are preparing ourselves for the future business. And till now, we are manufacturing only buses. And as you know that, since we have started, we have almost homologated the tipper, which we are thinking that it will get completed in the month of February. From the March, we shall have to deliver at least 200 numbers every month. That's the plan. And this 200 numbers is going to get increased. Next financial year, this 200 will definitely go up to 500. This is the plan what Olectra has, for which the infrastructural arrangements must be in place. In accordance to that, we have the infrastructure that is required for reaching out to these 5,000 numbers. The other point of your question is when this facility will be available. I am assured by Jan 24 we shall be starting the production in the new facility. Hope I have answered all your questions.
Thank you very much, sir. I am very happy that you have confirmed in a very positive note saying that by January 2024 you will be starting the production from the new facility. I am very happy to hear this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I have one more question, sir.
Please go on.
So you know that electric vehicle is a very dynamic and upcoming industry, and a lot of technological changes, a lot of financial challenges will keep coming in this industry. And I feel that you are being left alone, and unless and until you are well supported by an active promoter who is also willing to speak to shareholders, at the same time you are well supported by Chief Executive Officer, Chief Operating Officer, Chief Technical Officer, Chief Marketing Officer, you need a big formidable team. I think that Olectra, if the proper team supports you, we can continue our journey from 4,000 crore valuation to 40,000 crore company in next 2-3 years. So what's your plan to have these key team members with you on board? And what's the plan of promoter to also speak to the shareholders directly sometime?
See, as you know very well that Olectra is a professionally run organization. The best out of best team is in place as far as Olectra is concerned. Number 3, about the promoters, probably you may be knowing that the promoters are a mega engineering and infrastructure limited group, and It is the second largest infra company in the country. Next to L&T, they are the largest group in infrastructure. They are very strong and they are very supportive. As far as the financial support and the other things, whatever required for the organization, the promoters are very much extending. And in regard to the other question of participating in a call with the investors, we shall have to explore and examine the limitation, and accordingly the regulation permits. Definitely, we would love to do that.
Thank you very much. And what my question was, what do you think about bringing, chief marketing officer, because technology-wise, this industry is very challenging, and sales and marketing also is a very big part to play in this industry, being an upcoming industry. Why don't you think that these key management people with you, we know that you are doing an excellent job. We know that CFO is also doing very excellent. The current team is excellent. What I'm saying is that why don't you think that if you get a proper support from, excellent team of CEO, CTO, CMO, that will also help us in growing from current position to the, 10 times from here.
Yeah, let me answer to your question. We have a very strong team as far as technical team is concerned. We have very strong R&D team comprising of 50 plus engineers in place. We have very experienced people who are heading the R&D team, and also very senior person who is heading the entire R&D and production. As far as sales and marketing is concerned, we have strong teams in place. Probably these inputs may not be available with you, but strong teams for R&D as well as for sales are very much in place.
Okay, thank you very much. And we would like to hear from the promoter as well. And he is the number 2 person as far as infrastructure industry is concerned. And once the promoter's credibility is so high, it should be also brought in front of the investors and shareholders and common shareholders like us. We'll be happy to talk to him.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. All the best to you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sandeep from Greentech LLP. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Please go ahead
Hello.
with your question.
Am I audible?
You are very much audible. Please go on.
Good afternoon, sir. Thanks for the nice set of results, sir. My question is regarding the order with Best BEST, that Mumbai municipality. What is the status of that order? And that order is included in this 3,200 buses order? And what is the status in Supreme Court? Hello?
Yeah. As far as the 3,200 numbers, it is for the West municipality. First, for the Bombay municipality, the customer is Best, and it is in Supreme Court as you mentioned. And Supreme Court has given clear direction. It is on stay, and Supreme Court has given clear direction to go ahead with the business and to supply. So that's the current situation. And since Supreme Court has allowed us to continue the business, we are very comfortable and we are supplying the bus.
So how many buses are supplied till now from this 2,500 buses order?
It is 2,100 and about 25 buses or so we have supplied till date.
So from today, after this hearing and whatever the judgment comes on this order, so when it as it is cleared, as you have told me, so we are going to have the regular supply to the best municipality now from now onward.
Mr. Sandeep, adding to our CMD sir, basically Bombay High Court giving a stay against the giving an order to EV. Against that stay, Supreme Court has given clear direction. You can proceed to go for supply of buses, whereas final clearance is yet to happen. I want to clear.
That's what I'm asking. When this case goes into Supreme Court, the Supreme Court asked that every trans that you can go ahead with this order on your risk.
Yes.
Further, it can be cancelled or whatever it is modified. This is the order which comes when you goes into the Supreme Court. For that, there is a hearing, and I think today, within few days, there is a hearing going on. So, what is the final outcome of that Supreme Court case?
It is a matter of sub judice. We can't predict and say something. We are because the positive moment is actually the moment we applied after hearing the arguments of the either side, both parties. They have given clearance for going ahead for the supply at your risk, as you mentioned. But anyhow, final outcome we have to wait and see. Actually, at appropriate time, we will disclose.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the last question for today. I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
So, closing, is there any question or closing comments?
Closing comments, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all the participants. We are very happy to interact with you. And also, we would like to, once again, assure you that we are striving hard to keep up the interest of the investors, and also Olectra is doing pretty well. And when you get into the details of the buses, of the numbers that have been supplied by various OEMs, probably you may be knowing that Olectra is consistently supplying the buses to various STUs. When compared to any other OEM, the consistency of Olectra is very high, and also the performance. You may please the investors, I request all the investors, since you are all very interested and very keen on this business, I request all the investors to understand about the operational strength of your company, for which what I suggest is you all have to examine the performance of the EVs of other OEMs and compare that performance level with your product, and you understand, then you will get to know what the strength of Olectra. So your organization is in very, very strong position, and the organization is developing several new products, and also we are striving to make this organization one of the best OEM. And also I would like to bring to your knowledge that last week we have organized one vendor meet with various vendors who are supplying various parts to the organization. They were all 200 plus vendors have attended to the meeting. They were all really surprised to get to understand about the Olectra's performance, and also they are all very keen to get associated with the organization for a long term, and also they are all saying that the way Olectra is working is very professional, and compared to any other OEM, the way the Olectra is insisting for the quality aspects and for the price part, they are all very, very happy with the involvement and inclusiveness of Olectra. So what I am trying to bring to your kind knowledge is your organization is performing very well, and it is reaching to the next level. So thank you very much. Thanks for attending to the call. We are happy to get connected to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. On behalf of Axis Capital, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.